Hello, housemates, and welcome to Diablo 3. As you can see, I have changed a lot with this character. I've gotten a lot of work done in the time since the last video. I'm up to Paragon level 90. I'm running around in Torment 6, and, importantly, we have but one more objective left in order to complete the season journey and get these rewards. I already have the set reward here. I'd actually gotten pieces of the set, the rest of the pieces of the set that I needed to finish out all the bonuses before I got the last season journey reward, because I got them from Blood Shards and Kadala. It's unusual that you actually get what you want from Kadala, but it happened in this instance. So let me talk a little bit about this build. I have all of the pieces. Now, each of them adds a good chunk of Thorns Damage. I was thinking about this build, and so the Thorns Damage hits all enemies in a 15-yard radius now. So whenever any enemy hits me, every enemy in that radius takes my Thorns Damage. Additionally, my Thorns Damage is increased by 25% for 2 seconds every time I hit an enemy with Slash or I block. So that means I need to use at least one of those skills, and also bring up my block percentage. Now, a block is not a dodge, so as far as I know, when you block, you still count as being hit, and therefore still do your Thorns Damage. So dodging would be the only thing that would prevent you from doing Thorns Damage there. Blocking wouldn't. The middle set, the middle tier set bonus, it's a little bit out of place, it seems to me. It's sort of random. I use Bombardment because it's very helpful. And because there is a rune that goes along with it, which allows you to use your Thorns Damage. So I'm using it for that reason. The 50% less damage, sure, that's great. The last tier set bonus is really good because the attack speed of Punish and Slash are increased by 50%, which is great because I'm using the sort of two-handed weapon and shield build, so attack speed increase is really helpful. Additionally, you deal 600% of your Thorns Damage to the first enemy hit with Punish or Slash. Yeah, quit complaining, Cormac. So, one thing I don't know, I have the Omni Enchantment on my character. I don't know if every one that is hit with that one attack counts as being hit first, since they're hit at the same time, and therefore they're all taking 600% damage. Probably not, but that would be really interesting. Another great thing that I found is I got this to drop, the Furnace. And of course, I immediately disenchanted it because it wasn't as good as what I was using, and put it as an enchantment on myself, and I will probably keep this forever and ever. 50% damage more against elites. I deal half again as much damage against elites, which is spectacular for dealing with rifts, greater rifts, and just, the lot of special monsters that you end up seeing in the higher difficulties. That'll make it great to farm for items, because eventually I'll probably want to replace these with better versions of them, like legendary versions, and of course that's going to be a very grindy prospect. Now, the Thorns Damage, you might think, well look, this is pretty piddling Thorns Damage when you add it up across these different items. And it's not actually that easy to enchant items to get more Thorns Damage. So, I was thinking that this was a short-term prospect build because the hit points of bad guys would, sort of outpace the amount of Thorns Damage I could do very quickly, making this all but useless. However, then I discovered that there is a new legendary gem, or at least a legendary gem that I hadn't seen before. I'm pretty sure it is new to this season. Boyarski's Chip. It adds Thorns Damage, which is obviously exactly what I need. In theory, I could level this up forever and keep getting more and more Thorns Damage so that my output keeps pace with the increased hit points of higher Torment difficulty critters. That's really great, and I was glad that I found it before, fairly soon in my journey with this character, so that I didn't throw away this set. So, that's great. I have the Thorns Damage set up, and additionally, you see, I have a 75% block chance, which is really good. Why that's really good is because I found this ring, Justice Lantern, in which I gain damage reduction equal to 49% of my block chance. So almost half my block chance goes to damage reduction. And that, as far as I can tell, is all damage, physical or otherwise. And so I have an almost, a little bit more than 35% damage reduction from this item. On top of the damage reduction that the Crusader, Barbarian, and Monk have for being melee classes. I don't know exactly how those go together, but it prevents a lot of damage, that's for sure. So that's the 75% block chance comes obviously in part from the shield. In part from this, I gain a 17% chance to block. And then, of course, I got my passives so that I don't dodge, so that I always do get hit or block, so that my Thorns damage is always, pumping out, and an additional 30% block chance. Further, Thorns damage is, I learned, increased partially. Damage dealt is increased by a portion of your primary attribute. Strength is the Crusader's primary attribute, so it behooves me to pump up my strength, of course, which you can see it is up, and to that end, I have Finery. 1.5% strength for every gem socketed into your gear, right? So that's spectacular. Because I want to do the 2-weapon and shield build, I obviously have to do this. My damage dealt is reduced by 20%. That's fine. I'm still doing a great amount of damage. I have this. And then, of course, since I'm using a Thorns build, I have to have my Thorns damage increased by 50%. There are 2 skills that I have which take advantage of my Thorns. There's this. The consecrated ground becomes covered in nails, dealing your Thorns damage every second. So that's 60, almost 70,000 Thorns damage every second. And then this does the bombardment and deals increased damage by your Thorns. I don't know exactly what that means. Does it mean it adds all of my Thorns damage to each strike? It doesn't really matter. I know it does a lot of damage. So I've got a really cohesive build going on here. You can see I have all the pieces of this. I have this, which, it's the best thing I found so far. I will eventually want to replace this. I built a Hellfire Amulet, and I got the Renewal passive, which, helps me with whenever I block, I gain life, and I have a high chance to block, so that plays into itself very well, or they play together very well. I have this buff belt, which I will eventually replace. I have this ring, which I have because it gives me Thorns damage. I'd be looking to replace that. I really like this ability, and so I want to keep this ring or get an upgraded version of it. I suppose that I could, if it came to it, disenchant this and replace Nagel Ring. I'd be willing to do that. I don't think I need the Fallen Lunatics. They are very helpful. This I like, but I could replace. This, I really like this because of the block chance, and I would be happy to find just a better version of it. So, that's the progress of my character. So, what we have left to do is the set dungeon for the Thorns of the Invoker. I have already gone to the liberty of finding the set page, and it says, lacking any other option, I put the portal near the most unfortunate town I could find. It is on a road that looks down on the town and leads to its gates. I'm pretty sure that's talking about Wortham. Wortham is very unfortunate. Is it more unfortunate than Tristram? I'm not sure about that. But you do sort of go up into the mountains from the gates of Wortham, so I'm pretty sure it's around that area. So that's where we're going to go. We'll see what this set dungeon requires of us. So, Wortham.
Our opponents may be strong, but I will not stand down.
So you can see, here I am on Torment 6, not having a big problem at all.
What a monster!
I crush those pretty fast. Oh, and of course, you'll note that I also have Bane of the Powerful, so Furnace allows me to quickly kill elites, doing 50% extra damage to them. Then, after I kill elites, I do 20% more damage in general, making it easier to kill non-elites, and of course, any further elites that I come across in the next 29 seconds or so. Alright. So, the set dungeon's going to be what I'm looking for now. You can see the little UI indicator of when that's going down increased by damaging people with slash. So I'm pretty happy with this build. I will try and stick with it for as long as I feel comfortable. I'm not sure. I like Bane of the Powerful, and I would definitely keep Boyarsky's Chip because it is the key to the feasibility of this build. I don't know what third gem I was looking for. Yeah, I've done an Empowered Rift or two. They cost a lot of gold to empower the Rift, on the order of a couple million, and the cost increases as the power of the Rift increases. So you definitely need to have a lot of gold around. Is it worth it for that one extra chance at getting a gem upgraded? I'm not sure. Okay, where is this set dungeon? I'm wearing all the pieces. I put the portal near the most unfortunate town I could find. It is on a road that looks down on the town and leads to its gates. Okay. So I would guess that that's around here. It may be that Wortham is not this most unfortunate town. These are bluffs. Bluffs are, high things. Okay. Let me just make sure that it's not over in this little corner or something. Not here. Okay. I must be wrong about this being the general area. Let's see. What other unfortunate towns? So, it could also be New Tristram. That is a very unfortunate town. What else could it be? Calbium? I feel like it must be Wortham or Tristram. I'm wearing the whole set, so I definitely qualify to enter it. I have the page for it. Alright, well, let's look. Let's go back up this way, because this could, Tristram really is the most, and this is an overlook road, and this says looks down, so maybe this is right. Aha, yes, okay. So obviously, as I said, Tristram really is the most unfortunate town, so this makes more sense. Okay, Dungeon of the Thorns of the Invoker. Let's see what it wants. Get hit by 75 spears thrown by Blood and Moon Clan enemies. Kill 5 elites while standing in consecration with Iron Skin active. Okay, consecration with Iron Skin active. Let's see what that means. Okay, consecration, and they want us to use Iron Skin, which is another defensive skill. So they want us to do double defensive. I'm going to switch out my law into defensive because I don't find that the law helps me terribly much. So let's do Iron Skin. Ah, well, here's why. I wasn't paying attention. There is another Thorns Damage rune for a skill, and it is in Reflective Skin. While active, attackers take extra Thorns Damage. So sure, why not? Okay. So we've re-spec'd in order to be able to fulfill the criteria of the dungeon. Get hit by 75 spears. It's not going to be hard to get hit by things. That's pretty easy. Kill 5 elites while standing in consecration with Iron Skin active. So we just have to have them active. We don't have to actually kill the elites with Thorns Damage. So this is just a matter of timing. It should be pretty easy. We can kill elites pretty fast. Alright, so remember, game difficulty has no effect, so the fact that it's in Torment 6 is irrelevant. Let's just go and see how it works. Alright, so 3 and 1 are the relevant skills that I need to be pressing. Sit here and let myself get hit by spears. I've been hit by 9. Okay, here's an elite. Thorn is not... My Iron Skin is not active at the moment. So I need to back up here. Ah, damn, sorry. He's not dead yet. Come on. Gotta wait on these cooldowns. Okay.
Not afraid. The light grows stronger within you.
Wait, what happened? Did I take fatal damage? Oh. Alright, fine. What is the duration? Okay, so we don't want to do it at the beginning. That's a very... It doesn't last very long. This... Looks like that lasts for about 10 seconds. Iron Skin lasts for about 3. So the thing needs to be very close to death already, it looks like. Alright, let's try again.
I must heal. Wounds are deep.
Wow, they do a lot of damage.
I must heal.
Alright, so this dungeon's gonna be pretty tough. I'm gonna need to maybe respec to have more health somehow, a little bit. Yeah, so I'll come back to this and do a video of it when I'm in a better position. Obviously, I just don't have enough health. Those things, everything does a great deal of damage in there, and of course I have to get hit by them. That's part of the point of this set, inflicting Thorns Damage and whatnot. So hopefully you've liked this video. We found the set dungeon. We know what we need to do, or we know what we need to try and do. I've told you about all the changes to my character, my build, my items, and all that. I think it's a fun build. You can run around just getting, totally trashed by things, or hit by things a lot and totally trashing them right back. This new wrinkle I'll just have to get used to with the Iron Skin, Reflective Skin talent, so that I might go play around with that in not the set dungeon until I figure out how to use it better. And then we'll come back and try and get this set dungeon right. Okay, thanks for watching. Please hit the thumbs up on this video if you want to be made aware of my further Diablo content and other stuff that I do as well. Please subscribe to my video. If you're not going to do that, well then, I don't care what you do.